Heal as One. For AIM Global, it meant heeding the call to heal others, provide comfort and relief to our fellow men, and give hope to the people who are in desperate need of our help.
And of course, George, during this worldwide crisis, we saw how AIM Global took on the role of frontliners in our own way. And this is at the core of our indomitable heart, the effort to always go the extra mile towards serving others. In the time of COVID, this was where we saw the indomitable spirits of the Alive Foundation.
Oh, child of mine, I fell into your life with not a single gift for you but love. Try as I might to lead you and do all right. No single day goes by that I don't fail you. Know that my heart is desperate to see you win at life. This is my song as you struggle with me. Oh, if only, oh, if only you knew my heart for you. Time turns, growth hurts, love inside me for you is still unchanged. Each one of my words created to do no harm, encourage and guide you on in love. And the creaking in my bones bring on no bitterness. I'm just glad that I have you. Know that my heart is desperate to see you win at life. This is my song as you struggle with me. If only, oh, if only you knew my heart for you. Time turns, growth hurts, love inside me for you is still unchanged. Take these words and lay them high on your breast. Remember, I gave you all that I could bring. Child, I gave my everything. Take these words and lay them
past decade, Alive Foundation has been extending a helping hand to the needy. We have been carrying out medical missions, outreach programs, and relief operations to various sectors of our community. We usually go to these communities and we immerse ourselves and our distributors, and we personally hand out the goods that we can share. Today, we are faced with a pandemic that hinders us to conduct such activities that we are used to do. But now more than ever is the time that we need to unite and be more compassionate towards one another. There is no stopping us in providing help to those who are in need, especially in this time of crisis. So for the past few weeks, we've been spending our time repacking thousands of relief goods, and we call this Alive boxes. These are given to those who are greatly affected by the pandemic. With our repacking, what we did is we divided it to several batches. And I would say that this outreach program, this relief operation is the most difficult that I have ever done in my entire life. Why? Firstly, it is so hard to acquire the goods that we wanted to give to our recipients. The availability of goods, it is so limited. And then the warehouse that we're supposed to use is outside Metro Manila, so we cannot use it because of the lockdown. And the third reason is that our workforce is very small. We only have Doc Ed, Georgian Gonzalez, Arnel Limpin, some of the training team, and a very few of our staff. So it took us days to finish each batch. But it is our determination to be a beacon of hope to thousands of people that allowed us to push through with our humble endeavor. And challenging as it may seem, but it is all worth it. Once we finish the packing, the crux of the matter is the distribution. We need to devise a process that we haven't tried before. What we did is we identified recipients in specific areas, and then our staff went house to house to deliver our Alive boxes to the recipients. And after a few days, we realized that because there are a lot of these Alive boxes or relief goods, it will probably take weeks or months for our staff to deliver it to our recipients. So what we did is we called some of our leaders to help us in the distribution, and I'm very happy that everybody hit our call.
Nakikita nyo ngayon, nandito ako sa head office para pick upin itong mga relief goods.
Ayan, nasa head office kami ngayon ng Empowered Consumerism. Kukunin namin yung relief goods para sa mga leaders namin.
Nandito po ako sa head office and dala ko na po yung mga boxes. Ito po ay kasama sa 5,000 na relief goods na ipamimigay po ng Alive Foundation.
We haven't been here before, but we are trying to reach out to as many people as we can despite the challenges.
Thank you, Alive Foundation. Kahit nasa bundok ako, pinuntahan pa rin nila ako.
Thank you so much to the Alive Foundation. Very thankful po dito sa package na pinadala nyo and very helpful na po ito sa pamilya namin. Thank you so much to the Alive Foundation again and again. I love you, Alive Foundation.
Because we believe that it is not just a box of relief goods that we are giving, but along with it, it's hope, which is what we all need right now.
Indeed, this is a clear testament of sharing love and kindness this challenging time.
Thank you, Alive Foundation! Salamat, Alive Foundation!
Thank you, Alive Foundation.
Thank you, Alive Foundation!
This is made possible, of course, by Alive Foundation. So thank you so much, and malaking tulong to sa mga distributors natin talaga. So this is it. It is such an honor and an opportunity to be this kind of activity. helping our easy distributors who are affected with this crisis. Alay Foundation, grabe talaga. You're the best.
No matter how difficult this endeavor is, knowing that somehow we have put a smile behind each mask is more than enough for us to be inspired to keep going. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our partners, Natural Life Asia and Nature's Way, and all our AIM Global distributors who have been generous enough in sharing their blessings through a live COVID fund drive. Your donations have come a long, long way. Also, thank you to all our AIM staff. Thank you for seeing us through this endeavor. And to all our leaders who have braved themselves enough and help us deliver our Alive boxes to each and every houses of our recipients. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Mabuhay po kayo. Through Alive Foundation, we will continue to give light in the dark as we go through this journey together.
Wow! George, yan ang totoong puso.
Yeah, that's our Alive Foundation in action. And brother, we were part of that repacking effort, right?
For how many days?
Yes, we were in the office.
Total of
10,000 packs.
10,000 packages.
Metro Manila and Cebu.
Yes.
We've given out to some of our staff at the same time, and also the distributors. We got some list from them per group so that we can give out this relief package or packages.
Ang galing.
Yes,
Ang,
this is actually a Live Foundation in action in the midst of the pandemic. Ayan. Kaya naman, brother.
So again, here is the indomitable lady who stands unconquered by despair and hopelessness.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AIM Global's Director for International Affairs and Chairperson of our Alive Foundation, Dra.Connie Cabantog!
Good morning! Hi! Good morning, AIM Global! Let me greet all our AIM Global distributors around the world, to our loving distributors from East Africa, Habaniza Asubuhi. In Ivory Coast, Cameroon, and France, bonjour. In Italy, buongiorno. In Spain, buenos dias. In Nigeria, otutu oma, abi. Well, and to all our distributors around the world, good morning, AIM Global. Virtually accept our warm greetings to everyone. Today, we pay tribute to the indomitable spirit of AIM Global. Wow, that is a big word, indomitable. It is also the perfect word to describe the heart and soul of a company that believes in something that can never be conquered. And what is this all-important thing that can stand up to heaviest challenge, the most painful trials? It is nothing less than the power of your dreams, of your hopes. You know, there is this beautiful line in the song, When You Believe from the Prince of Egypt. It says, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. But during this difficult time, we saw how the hope we have in our hearts was nearly extinguished. This pandemic did not only slow us down. In fact, life as we know it, it came to a halt. For Alive Foundation, normal life meant the whole process of outreach activities targeting not only communities here in the Philippines, but also in some countries in Africa. And this all stopped when the pandemic came. When we began more than a decade ago, I saw firsthand with my own eyes why we have to build the foundation. Alive Foundation came to existence for one reason. That is to be a force of good in this world, to enable people living in despair to believe that this is still a world of infinite goodness and great possibilities. For many years, I have seen the saddest eyes of total strangers light up with gratitude and hope. And this has always been the greatest reward for us working in the foundation. And with this pandemic, everywhere you look, you will see the same despair and sadness in the eyes of many. Eyes that look back at the changing, suddenly unfamiliar world with hopelessness and fear. The economy was quickly crashing. There was unemployment, hunger. People were displaced. Breadwinners can no longer put food on the table. Sickness, death, and great loss. Some were in lockdown with families going hungry. Others were stranded away from their homes and families. And we realized that we have to do what we can to reach out and help. Because this was human nature, that you set aside your own fears in order to be of service to those in need. And this was also the reason why Alive Foundation existed. You know, at first, our efforts were geared towards helping the frontliners. We gave assistance to our fellow doctors in the early parts of the lockdown. Then, realization came that broke my heart. Remember the eyes of the people who were desperate, who were hungry, who were looking back at the world in fear, who were losing hope with every passing day? Those were no longer the eyes of a nameless crowd or faceless multitude. They were the eyes of the people closest to my heart, the very distributors and workers of AIM Global. Anxiety, fear, and loss were now in the hearts of the people I call family. And this time charity had to begin at home. So immediately, AIM Global and Alive Foundation, we ventured to lend a hand to our distributors and staff members who were in most need of help. But doing this suddenly became extremely difficult, even just to prepare for the relief operations. With the lockdown, execution of the drive was so hard. It took us long weeks to prepare the goods for distribution, require them to repack. We exhausted all our resources to gather the goods and physically prepare this, all the while practicing social distancing, all the while fearing for our very own safety. And I remember how at the start, I felt myself gripped with extreme fear and anxiety. I almost couldn't move. And when I came home from repacking the goods, I was seized with another anxiety that I might have been infected, and I was afraid of passing this infection to my family. So I told my children not to come near me until I sure that it felt safe for me to touch them again. You know, I was also overwhelmed with the feeling of wanting to go to more places, to reach out to more distributors, staff members. In other words, to cover the needs of every single member of the AIM Global family who was having a hard time. But it was simply physically impossible to do so. But amidst the danger and fear, still we were able to pull it through. In this regard, I wish to say my deepest and fervent thanks to our partners, Natural Life and Nature's Way, to our distributors who have been so generous in sharing their blessings for a live COVID fund drive. Your donations have come a long, long way. To our AIM staff, thank you. Thank you for always seeing through all the endeavors of Alive Foundation. And to the selected leaders of AIM who bravely help us they help us in ensuring the delivery of our relief goods to every house of our recipients. Sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po kayo. You know, this pandemic was and it still is a time of crisis. As the gift of realization. Looking at my friends in Alive Foundation, seeing them pushing themselves past exhaustion and their very own fear for their safety in order to help others, I realized how the spirit of unity and of bayanihan was truly alive in AIM Global. I thought we must have done something good to have a family in AIM Global and a home here, which will help protect and provide help as much as we can for one another. This pandemic also brought the gift of bringing the families together. When we realized that the time spent with the ones dearest to our hearts is really the most valuable thing in the world. Family is priceless. Even worshiping God became more personal, with our very own homes becoming special places blessed with the presence of our Holy Father in the midst of our family when we prayed together. And while our families became even more whole, so did the world heal. Less pollution in the air, nature breathing again, and life slowed down significantly. You know, we are still in the middle of the pandemic. This crisis did not just slow us down. Our normal lives actually stopped. But we are AIM Global. Our indomitable spirit means we are unstoppable. And so we won't let this pandemic stop us. We will go on. We will go on dreaming. We will go on working. We will go on living. Wherever you are, I want you to look around you. Look at the people around you. These are your families, your loved ones, those who continue to rely on you. They are the reason why you have to go on, why you have to be indomitable. And the greatest blessing of this pandemic, that we have every reason to continue hoping. We hope that we will wake up to a brighter day soon, a world free from COVID, a world kinder to nature and to one another, a world where we are assured that people are not filled with apathy because we do care for one another and we are willing to go the extra mile for our neighbor, sometimes even risking our own well-being and comfort. It's the same for us. We look around and we see the people we work with. And across the distance, with the technology, you see us. We feel your presence right now. You, our distributors, and your families are also the reason why we go on, why we continue to hope. For me, my greatest hope is that very soon, I will be able to see you face to face, and we will be able to greet each other warmly and without fear. I look forward to the day when I can look you in your eyes and say, "Good morning, AIM Global." Thank you very much. Happy anniversary to all of you. I love